Hey, survivors. Welcome to Qigong with Kevin, sponsored by Aortic Hope. Big shout out to Karen, Rob, and everybody else. And today I'm really pleased to be with Dr. Danielle St. Cyr, who's a professor of Oriental Medicine and Acupuncture at Dragon Rises College. So we're going to talk about Qigong and aortic health today.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Danielle,
Okay.
Dr. Danielle.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the time to discuss aortic health with me. I think it's very important. And it's a topic that a lot of people don't spend a lot of time on researching. I know when I dissected, I knew nothing about or even what the aorta was.
Mhm.
So anyway, do you have any questions for me?
Yes. I have a comment because people obviously know more about high cholesterol and doing some
Right.
exercise for your heart. But yes, they don't really know about the aorta, the health of the aorta. So yes, I wrote down a few questions for you. We can ask questions, the traditional Chinese medicine a little
Okay.
bit to dive in there.
Right. Going back to the cholesterol, not
yes.
to interrupt you, but
No.
I think that's a very important point because if we don't exercise and don't move the qi, as we say in traditional Chinese medicine, then that cholesterol can build up on the inside lining of our aorta and cause the aorta to develop inflammation and to be very stiff instead of resilient, and can
Yes.
ultimately cause an aneurysm or a dissection.
Yes, and yes, exercise and nutrition is very important.
Exactly, nutrition
yes.
too.
So, all right, I'll ask you a few questions from a TCM perspective.
Okay.
How do you think Western medicine and Chinese medicine complement each other in preventing cardiovascular disease?
So I'm so excited about that because Western medicine is so good with acute problems, fixing acute issues, like a dissection where you have blood rushing out of the aorta and it immediately needs to be stopped. So Western doctors can go in with their surgical tools and their surgical knowledge and put an immediate stop or solution to something that could kill someone very quickly.
Yeah, it's certainly magical.
However, talking about traditional Chinese medicine, when I left the hospital, I was dealing with a lot of trauma, a lot of stress, and I really didn't know how to fully develop the quality of my life. So that's where traditional Chinese medicine, especially Qigong, came in and really did help me realize that just because you have a severe health problem doesn't mean that you have to stop having a good quality of life. In traditional Chinese medicine, I think we call it yang, shan, which is a life of vitality. And I want to have a life of vitality. And I know you are a professional pickleball player and you like a life of vitality. So that's very important too.
Yes.
Traditional Chinese medicine to help develop that quality of life, and Western medicine to really fix an acute imminent problem.
So tell me, how did the Qigong, how can you explain what Qigong can do to your body and to your energy and in the healing process of what you had to go through? How did it help you?
So in traditional Chinese medicine, as I've learned in some of your classes, it's the qi that moves the blood. And without blood moving and qi flowing through our body, then we can develop blood stasis and stagnation. And stasis can eventually turn into serious issues like cancer and clots, blood clots. So Qigong helps move the qi. And it doesn't have to be difficult. It can be very simple, just like we're sitting here, just raising your hand above your head and keeping that qi flowing, the energy flowing in your body, helps move the blood through your fascia, helps keep the fascia flexible and the energy, the life force energy moving in your body. Very important, very easy to do Qigong. Just consider it like a dance. Let the qi flow where it needs to go.
So do you need to do visualization when you're moving the chi, like you're talking about? Are you visualizing the chi? What are you thinking? What are you doing? You're just moving, or what is it that is going on? When
No, that is so awesome and so exciting too, to think about moving the chi. When you move the chi, you can actually see your body life force in front of you. My Qigong instructor, Marissa, she teaches us that we can actually make a holographic representation of our chi by making a chi ball and fashioning that chi ball in front of our lower abdomen, our lower dantian, and look at our energy and interact and visualize our energy, put it back, refine our energy, move out any kind of stale or stagnant energy, and then pull it back into our body. So yes.
So you find that visualization or imagining, as you're saying, your ball of chi, you're imagining it, is helping in the results of what Qigong brings to you?
It does on many fronts, because number one, it reduces stress. And stress is a killer. We all know can raise our blood pressure, and it's not good for the health of our aorta. So yes, visualizing, moving that chi is so important. I think also mentally, it's an inspiration for us to get up and move, go play pickleball on the pickleball court, or go swim. I love the beach. Go swim at the beach and move the chi.
Yeah, movement is certainly important in any kind of movement. Yes.
Right.
So, okay, let's see here. Can acupuncture play a role in helping patients with hypertension, stress, and circulation in general? I know you've already touched that, but acupuncture itself. Let's talk about acupuncture.
Well, as a professor, I would turn that question back on you and say, how many years have you been practicing acupuncture?
Over 35 years, I think, about.
Right, yes, and a professor for many of those years. So can I ask you what you would say about that question?
Yes, acupuncture helps reduce stress, improve circulation. It helps with our emotions. I'm sure that, there's a lot of emotion associated when, somebody has a heart attack or somebody has a condition like you had. There's a lot of emotion that builds up inside of you. So acupuncture can really calm the emotions and reduce the stress and, yes, improve circulation. So when you're talking about the chi, it's like our blood circulating in the body. It's that energy that you can't see, but it's there. And inserting acupuncture at certain points, inserting needles in certain acupuncture points precisely in combination with different points helps, different area of the body.
Exactly. And I think, what's really attractive to me is that in our Florida scope of practice, in the state regulations for acupuncturists, that medical Qigong is actually listed and described as part of an acupuncturist scope of practice, along with moxa needles and Tuina massage.
Yes.
So medical Qigong, moving the chi through needles. And like I have 3 acupuncture points right here that I put magnets on last night. We call this Buddha's triangle. It's too far away to see, I'm sure, but it does move and do all kinds of things, these acupuncture points, right?
Yes, it does. Do you see yourself in a year from now when you graduate and practice, do you see yourself using Qigong while you're giving an acupuncture treatment?
I really do, especially since I want to focus on patients that have are dealing with cancer patterns and also aortic and cardiovascular dissection patterns. Qigong is a big tool to use. Just for a quick example, my Qigong teacher, Marissa, she teaches us to belly breathe. And belly breathe is so very important in preparing yourself for any kind of Qigong movement or really any kind of activity, or just to relax and to de-stress. And belly breathing is such a great tool because you can carry it anywhere you go. If you're in the car and you feel road rage coming on, you can breathe through your belly and relax. So yes, and for the patients that are in chairs that are immobile, they can't walk because of their dissection or their cancer, absolutely, Qigong, just moving that upper body, working those deltoid muscles, keeping your shoulder range of motion as wide as possible is very important. Yes. So I do see using Qigong quite a bit in my future practice.
So you'll do a Qigong protocol on people while they're laying on the table? How would you incorporate it?
Well, we could do that too, because there is a part of Qigong that we refer to as Neidan, which is internal alchemy, or working with internal energetics. So yes, we can do both internal energetics and external energetics.
And so you're talking about, Qigong and acupuncture helping people with certain conditions. How do you view it as a prevention? Because the ideal is never to get those conditions, but how do we deal with, using these tools that we have for prevention?
Exactly. And you've taught us before about the Wei Qi and the Dai Mai, which is our force field around our body. One of the channels that, extraordinary channels that really helps prevent external pathogens from coming into our body and strengthens our own body. So we can take a lot of proactive steps by moving the qi and blood and taking the proper herbs and getting the right foods in our body through a good holistic diet and doing other good things to do to keep us healthy.
Yes.
So yes, preventive, definitely.
Prevention is great, yes. So what inspired you to focus on cardiovascular and aortic health?
Because of my dissection. And after my dissection, I thought, oh, life is over. But as many of us survivors have found out, life is not necessarily over after a dissection. It's only beginning. And there's so many doors that have opened for me because of my dissection, being able to share with and help others and learn so much. So
yeah, that's really wonderful what you're doing, because people can relate to you when they're in that condition. It's not it's not frequent that people, you don't hear people talking about their aorta, dissecting like that.
Right.
So it's a great help that you're offering to your viewers.
Well, Dr. Saints here, thank you so much for this time and talking about Qigong and acupuncture and aortic dissection and other traumatic diseases. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
and I'm sure everybody out in aorta land, aortic hope, appreciates what we've discussed today. Again, a big shout out to Karen and Rob for all they do at Aortic Hope, and Diane. And I hear that Diane's coming down to Clearwater sometime in the next month. I'm looking forward to meeting Diane. And survivors, have a wonderful day. And as always, may you be blessed and filled with Qi.
Thank you.